In this session, we're going to look at how to create a meeting invitation with Google Calendar. There's a couple ways you can start this process. One is because of the structure of Google Calendar, we can look up anyone's calendar. So for example, if I want to have a meeting with Dante, who's already on my calendar, as is James, and I can see with Dante, I can see what he's doing because he's given me that much permission. However, James, I can only see free and busy. So I'm looking at Dante's, at my calendar, at James's calendar, and let's go ahead and let's add Jeff as well as Don Nichols. And it gets very messy, but it also allows me to see the open spaces. So for example, I can see that on Friday, all of us are available for a meeting. So to create that meeting, I can come here, highlight the time, go to edit event. I can verify the date and time. I can where the meeting is. With a meeting request, it's always a good idea to give them a description. The event color, I can leave it the default, and then each one of them, what color they use, will show up. I could assign a color, and in some cases it doesn't take that assigned color over. And now here I'm going to type in my email addresses, the people that I want to invite. So we wanted Don Nichols at this meeting, Dante. I'm going to go ahead and, for the purposes of this training, leave out Jeff and James, but you would add each person to this list. I could also come here and say make some attendees optional. And when I click on that, I can come here and it says, click here, and that marks as optional where these are required. Another feature that's very nice is I can come here and click suggested times. And when I click on this, it shows me that Friday at 11 o'clock, which is the time I've chosen, all participants can attend, as well as at 11:30. And it looks at each half hour for that day. And as I scroll down, Friday looks to be very open, as is next, it shows you all the open times. It doesn't show you when they're not available, but it does show you when they are available. I have the option to allow guests to modify the event, so if they needed to make changes, or if I did not want them to invite others, I can uncheck that so they cannot invite other people. I could also turn this off where they no longer see the guest list. If I'm having an event, say a surprise birthday party for someone, I could remove the guest list so that person doesn't know who's being invited to the meeting. I'll go ahead and leave those turned on. Now once I hit save, it comes up with the message, do you want to send the invitation to the guest? Of course, we're doing a meeting, we need to send that out. So I hit send, and now an email has gone to the participants that I've invited. And you'll see a practice meeting here automatically showed up for Don. He has his calendar set up where any meetings automatically go ahead and block out time. Now if I want to look again at just my calendar, I can come here to my name, down to the drop down arrow, display only this calendar. Someone responds to my meeting request, I'll receive an email, and I can see here Dante Cordova accepted the meeting request. Also, when I go to the actual meeting and I click, I can see who's been invited. But when I come to edit event, then I can see that Dante has accepted yes. I see that Don and Jeff have not responded yet. If they declined, you would see an X there that shows that they're not coming to the meeting. When you make a change to the meeting, for example, if I come to the practice meeting and I open it up and I say, okay, we're not going to meet at the breakout room, we're going to meet somewhere else. When I make that change and I hit save, Google wants to send out a reminder or send out this update, and I have the option to send or don't send. When I hit send, it sends them an update, lets them know that there has been a change. Now, you may have a situation where you're leading a meeting, but for whatever reason you're on vacation and you're not going to actually be leading the meeting, but you want the meeting to still happen. You can actually come in, say you want to delete it from your calendar, and you receive a message. Delete and notify guest. Delete without notifying guest. So you actually can schedule a meeting for others and make arrangements for someone else to chair the meeting. And I'm going to go ahead and say don't delete. This is particularly helpful with recurring. If I wanted to, I could come in and make this a recurring meeting that happens every Friday, and we'll do for 3 occurrences. And when I hit done and then save, it wants to send an update, and you would send the update, and now on each Friday for 3 weeks we have the practice meeting. If at any time you change one of those, so I'm going to go to the meeting on the 23rd, practice meeting, and I see there's a conflict, so I'm going to come here and I'm going to delete. Now, because it's a recurring meeting, it wants to know only this instance, all the following are all events in the series. Here I would say only this instance, because we're not going to be deleting the other meetings, just this particular one. Again, Google gives me the option, delete and notify guest, delete without notifying guest. And now it sends out an email letting them know that the 30th meeting has been canceled. If you have any questions or comments regarding how to use recurring meetings or meetings in general, feel free to contact training@apu.edu.